Have we lost hope? Have Nigerians abandoned hope? So, what are we trying to do to bring back the hope that Nigerians have lost, particularly as regards to FCT? Have the residents, those who stay in FCT, have they lost hope that there's no governance as far as the FCT is concerned? Yes, before now, so many people have complained that they can't feel the impact of governance as far as FCT is concerned. So what we are going to say today is really, are the people feeling the impact of governance? Have we brought back hope to the residents of FCT? You will judge, not me, when we finish. First of all, the FCT administration was assigned presidential priorities 5 and 6 out of the 9 high impact deliverables were assigned 5 and 6. Priority 5 has to do with enhanced infrastructure and transportation as enablers of growth. And in this case, you talk about accelerate the execution of all ongoing projects, fast-track the completion of various road and infrastructure projects, lit up Abuja and its satellite towns, reactivate and automate the road master scheme for Federal Capital Territory, construct and maintain satellite towns, roads, water, and other infrastructure. Priority 6 has to do with focus on education, health, and social investment as essential pillars of development. Hereunder, you have sustained high level of environmental sanitation in the Federal Capital Territory, enforce mandatory and free universal basic and senior secondary education, enforce prohibition of street trading, hawking in the Federal Capital City. Now these are the priority 5 and 6 in the 9 high-level impact deliverables. So what have we done? Have we delivered as told? Now let me start. Under the FCT, when we came, civil servants were not in a position to put in their best. Why? There was no hope for them to attain the peak of their career. You can imagine where you are working. You cannot grow. Every civil servant would want to attain the position of permanent secretary and then probably head of service. But before this administration came, they were stagnated only at director level. In fact, permanent secretary was posted from the Federal Civil Service to be in charge of the Federal Capital Territory. So when we came on board, we looked at the law that National Assembly passed in 2018, which was assented by the previous administration. And so we wrote to the president, and we told Mr. President, the essence of your renewed hope agenda is to give people that hope back. Today, these civil servants do not have hope again. Bring the hope back. How do you bring the hope back? Tell them they can rise from director to a permanent secretary, from permanent secretary to head of service. Mr. President approved the immediate implementation of that law. Today, we have FCT Civil Service Commission. Today, we have FCT Head of Service. Today, we have permanent secretaries, which has never happened since the history of the Federal Capital Territory. So this is what we'll talk about, renewed hope agenda. So if you see every civil servant now who is a director, they have made a look, I may likely be promoted to permanent secretary. And if I'm promoted to a permanent secretary, I may likely be the next head of service. So as far as the structure far is concerned, Mr. President have given them back that hope. And that is what we mean by the Did Hope agenda. Secondly, before now, one of the priorities of Mr. President is inclusivity. Inclusivity. Under the FCT, there was no provision for the women secretariat. There was nothing like that. Women were left alone. But under this administration, as part of his inclusivity, he said, no, that women's secretariat must be established. And that's why today we have mandate secretary for women secretariat, which has never happened before. All of us know that every ministry are all under the TSA. And we found out that one of the problems inhibiting infrastructural growth in FCT is being under the TSA. Because as you're under the TSA, you are not involved in the wider financial market. You are restricted. We can't even utilize our IGR the way it's supposed to be. Mr. President approved that we should pull out from the TSA. And today, we are not longer under the TSA. And I will tell you how this has helped us to do certain things people think is a miracle. It's not a miracle. Completion of ongoing projects. I hope the head of service, I hope there's plan to. Okay. No, I'm not going to read from that. So if you are looking at that, I'm not going to read from that. I have only 20 minutes. Now, let me take the issue of security. That is why you don't need to follow what is there. Let me take the issue of security, which is very, very important. Security is one of the priorities of this present government. How was Abuja before? All of us will attest to the fact. Every day one kidnapping or the other. Every day bandits have attacked. Every night one chance. So we came on board. What did we do? We said the first thing we must do is to make sure that residents, council areas, know what government is doing. And government should also be able to tell them what are their own contribution, what are the problems they face. We went to around the 6 area councils and had interactions with the people. And I said, look, you must be part of the security architecture. Government alone cannot fight insecurity. You too have a role to play. And what are the roles you play? We need intelligence. You must be part of what we're doing. And they said, look, we have agreed with you, but we have peculiar problems. This insecurity you are saying, these bandits attacking us, is because there are no roads at all. Even when they attack, the security agencies have no access. And I said, okay, what are these particular areas you think that these bandits are always using to attack? And each of the area councils said, look, if you can do this road and this road, these are where they take from the mountain they come in, I can tell you, it will reduce. I said, okay, if that's what you think, your own contribution, then go home and sleep. Mr. President has said whatever you request or whatever you think we should do, we should be able to make sure that you have it. As I speak to you today, all the area councils can attest the fact that before December this year, we are going to commission not less than 120 kilometers of roads in these 6 area councils. Now, what does it mean? People say government. What is government? When people don't have impact, people only hear about government on radio. People don't hear about government on television. Now, they are seeing government. They are saying, oh, you mean this is what they talk about government? Government can come to our area and speak to us and ask us our problems, and government tells us that they are going to do this and they are doing it. That is what they call government. It's not just merely announcing that, oh, the Minister of FCT on radio. Who is he? We don't know him. This is the first time a minister can go to the area councils and sit down with the people and talk with them and let them know what government is doing. We have been able to provide security agencies virtually every logistics required. In fact, this is my first time of knowing there are specialized bikes that security men will use to chase all these criminals. I've never known that. And this government was able to provide all those specialized bikes. Before, even for security men to have their money, it takes time. If they want to go on operation, it will take them about 2 weeks before the money is released. But now, that is different. The moment they want to go for operation, the money is made available. We have provided logistics, vehicles, name them, to all the security agencies. You can now sleep with your 2 eyes closed. What used to be in Abuja before is not what is now. We cannot say that we have got it 100% right, and no society is free of crime. No society. No society. Let's have that at the back of our mind. But are they different? Have we made any difference? Certainly, yes. You can attest to the fact that it is no longer what it used to be. We won't promise you that it will be 100%, but this government is doing everything humanly possible to see that we reduce the level of insecurity. Part of the measures we have taken, you can imagine Abuja as a city. You see all the roads. You don't even know which is a taxi. You don't even know which one is the official, the commercial bus. And that's why we entered into this one chance. But now, we have now started to build 3 terminals for FCT, 3 terminals, so that you know that if you want to board a bus, if you want to take a taxi, you go to social terminal, you know who is on, you know who's operating this bus. If on your own, you choose to be on the road and you see a vehicle, then that is your own risk. So building of these 3 terminals will reduce the level of kidnapping, one chance, as the case may be. I don't understand how a city cannot have terminals. I've never seen that anywhere in the world. But by the grace of God, in the next 8 months, this city will have 3 bus and taxi terminals, and you must operate from those terminals. It is not promise. It is something that is going to happen. When we came on board, we looked at the entire roads. Everywhere, no contractor is on site. What happened? We came down, we summoned the contractors. What are the problems? Our problems are that no funding. Why no funding? Well, the administration said there's no money. So I sat down with our team. And so what is important is not sitting down, awarding contract, yet no one is completed. Nobody does that. What you should do, say, look, for this period, how many projects are we going to take? And how many are we going to finish before we go and award new contracts? And that is why you can see today, yes, initially, we have been abused, that we have blocked all areas. All I say, look, don't worry, make the sacrifice. By the time you nail it, the whole roads will be open, and which is going to be opened from May 27th to 9th or 6th of June. I said this, some of the contracts, some of these roads were awarded 2007, 2011, 2015, 2017, all abandoned. As I speak to you, no contractor In fact, some of the contractors now come to lobby. Give us job. We know that you will pay. We have been able to establish that confidence. We have been able to establish that confidence that contractors can now say, no, we want to go back to site. We know you will pay. Look at the government. 1 month ago, there was a job that was supposed to award at something billion. Now what was provided in the budget of 2023 was 100 million for a job of something billion. So when the satellite town came to me to make a memo to go to ESCO, I said, for what? So the ESCO can approve. I said, okay, how much do you have there in the budget? 100 million for a job of 7 billion, which means ab initio, you don't want to do the job. Because when you have awarded a job of 7 billion, you give the contractor 100 million, which is not even up to 15% or 30% of what the law requires. I said, no, we will not do that procurement. I won't accept it. Leave it. This 2024, we have to put 4 billion in the budget of 2024. And then we took it to FEC, and FEC approved. So a job of 7 billion, you have 4 billion provided, which is more than 50% of the sum, which means you have in mind to complete the job. So that by next year, you provide another 3 billion. The job has been completed. It's a simple thing. So, look at the Abuja Master Rail. Let me answer this. So many people have said that they have commissioned it before. We are not talking about commissioning of building. I'm talking about commissioning the commercial operation. We are not commissioning building. No. The building is there. Was it in use? Why was it not in use? There was no access road to all the stations, no access road. So how will you use it? If I stay in Idu, how do I have access to the station when there's no road to the station? If I stay in Kukuba, how do I have access to it when there's no road? So all those non-availability of access roads impeded the operation of the metro line. You remember in September last year, when the president was declaring open the annual bar conference of the Nigerian Bar Association, the president said, the chief host, I want to ride on the metro line. I don't want land. I want to ride on the metro line. To the glory of God, on Monday, 27, Mr. President will ride on that metro line. So all the access roads have been done. In fact, the last administration awarded $128 million for 29 months for the CCECC to train our people for the operation of that metro line. $128 million US. When we came on board, I said, no. What are you training? That you take $128 million US. They said, but the Federal Executive Council has approved. I said, yes, I agree. But now that I've discovered that there's something that is wrong here, I will not accept that. As I speak to you, we have reduced it to $75 million. For 128, saving us 53 million US dollars. So when Mr. President rises on Monday, you take your own turn on Tuesday. It is for you. It's not for Mr. President. It's for you. So that now, you don't need, okay, if you are going to the stadium to watch match, and you stay in the rural areas, you don't need to bring your vehicle. All you need, enter a train from whichever station, whether you need to, or in Kukuba, whichever way. You take the train down to the stadium. There was a train station there. You stop there, trek, and enter the stadium. Even the match finishes by 10 p.m. You come out from the stadium, enter the train station, and go back. There are car parks in every station. There are car parks. You carry a car, you go there, enter the train. That is the way business is supposed to be. It is renewed hope agenda. So most of you who are saying that they have commissioned it, please don't make a mistake. What was commissioned was the building. And we are not commissioning building. What we are trying to do, we want to start commercial operation. So if you are going to the airport, from here to airport, it's 20 minutes. It takes you down to the airport. Seeing is believing, is it not? That is practicable. Just go on Tuesday. Monday will be tough for you. You know, I will not tell you lies. So don't come on Monday. And we are going to allow for free ride for 2 months. 2 months. And you know, Mr. President, he can even say extend it to 6 months. Just to reduce the pains of our people. That is renewed hope agenda. When you say something, you do it. Is it not correct? That is what we call renewed hope agenda. When we came, look at all the, when people say Abuja is a city, I ask myself, what makes it a city? No good roads. What makes it a city? No light. I said no. I called the authority secretary, FCT, come. What's your work here? Tell me, what is your work? Look at the whole street. You can't have a good road to say it's a city. I said no. I said, I don't know what you're doing. I want to see the paper on my table the next 1 week. Every street in Matama, Garaki, Asokoro will say, wherever you name them, we must have to rehabilitate them. Today, you can attest to the fact that most of the roads have been rehabilitated. Yes, even though there was some inconvenience, but that is part of your own sacrifice. To enjoy something good, you have to work, is it not? That was done. You know this Asokoro Junction before, is it not? You know it. How is it now? AYA. How is it now? How is it? Look, they awarded the contract to rehabilitate National Assembly. For how many years? As we came, we finished it. National Assembly is now using it properly. They awarded to rehabilitate the first phase of the Federal Secretariat to Johannesburg. It was abandoned.